In me shed, me lovely little shed. Might as well get a Chesterfield, a toilet and a bed. It's the only place where I can go and tinker with me toys. Go and find solitude with a bunch of ugly guys.
How's it going, guys? Thanks for clicking on the video, appreciate it. Tonight we're just going to do a video of changing the oil in my Grizzly. It's a 2017 Yamaha Grizzly 708 or 700, depending on who you ask. I am by no means a mechanic, so if you guys do it a little different way, that's fine. This is just the way that I do it, and I thought I'd make a video of it. So first thing you want to do is get your bike outside, especially if it's cold. If you're in a warmer climate, you probably won't have to, but get it outside, get it started so that the oil gets heated up a little bit. It'll make it drain easy. Alright guys, this is basically everything you're going to need. Good thing to start with would be your owner's manual. That tells you exactly how much oil you need, depending if you change the filter or not. I have a socket set in the back, various sizes. I have 3 1-liter jugs of Yamalube. You guys can use any type of oil you want. Oil is a hot topic. Depending on your climate, you may want something different. I have a Yamaha oil filter in the front, and a funnel, and something for the oil to drain into. It's basically everything you're going to need to change the oil. Oh, forgot 2 more things there. Alright guys, kind of an odd angle I guess, but so we got a 14 mil socket on the ratchet. I put on a set of these, I don't know what you call them, they're like doctor or mechanic's gloves, just so if I get any oil I can just throw these right in the garbage. Got the drain thing ready, and I got a little rag just in case. So just go under. That's pretty much loose. There you go. Try to hold on to the little drain plug, or it's annoying trying to fish that out of there. I can feel the oil, it's nice and warm. Take my rag and take the plug out of here. So yeah, we're gonna let this drain, and then we're gonna go at the filter next. Alright, so now you're looking at the left side front fender. This is the easiest access spot for the oil filter. There's going to be this little piece here, plastic piece. It's one big piece, part of the inner fender. There's 3 10mm bolts holding that on. So you just want to get in there, loosen those up, take all 3 of them off, and then the little piece will come right out. Alright, there's a washer here on the outside, or I guess it would be the inside of the fender. Don't want to lose that. So once all that's off, the inner fender will come right out. So as you guys can see, I had to take my front wheel off. I usually actually don't do that, I don't have to, but the dealer did the first original oil change, and the oil filter was on there pretty tight, so to get a little more torque, took the front wheel off. I used my little wrench tool, righty tighty lefty loosey, got her in there. So then just loosened it up enough, and now it's on just hand tight. So you're gonna want to move your oil pan under where your filter is at here, because chances are, if the head's not right in the shot, yeah, chances are this is gonna make a little bit of a mess into your skid plate there. Think of that oil dumping on your frame as free undercoating. we go. So you're going to want to let that fully drain out. You can dispose of the old oil that's in your filter. Just dump that right into the drain pan too. And yeah, so that's off. That's good. It's a little bit frustrating when they put that oil filter on there so tight. So, all right, on to the next step. Real next step. Your oil filter, the new one. I just bought the Yamaha stuff because that's what it says to do in the owner's manual, of course. Now on this oil filter, I noticed that the O-ring that goes all the way around is actually dry. Now if I buy one for my Tacoma from Toyota, it comes pre-greased with a little plastic cap on it. So look at that. And if it's not pre-greased, I usually take a little bit of the fresh oil and pour it just into the cap, like just a tiny drop. Then I'll take my finger, make sure your finger's nice and clean. And just rub a light coating of the oil around the little O-ring. And for this oil change, I'm actually going to try something different. I've actually never done this before. I seen a guy do it online. I said, hey, that sounds like a pretty good idea. They call it priming the filter. So they'll take a little bit of the fresh oil, pour it into the filter. That way when you go to start your bike, there's already some oil in the oil filter. I don't know if that's total BS. If it is, let me know in the comments below. I'd really like to know, because I don't know if I'm wasting my time. I've seen some people do it, some people don't do it. I think most people don't do it. I never did it on my old one and it always worked good. But so I'm just going to pour just a tad of this oil into the oil filter. There. Alright, time to put the oil filter back on. Try not to rub it against anything dirty. It's pretty simple. Just make sure you don't put it on cross-threaded either. It should turn really easy, which it is, which is always good. Almost just spins right on there, nice and easy. Hopefully you guys got a shot of that. So basically, all I'm going to do is I'm going to put that on hand tight. And once it's on hand tight, I'm just going to use my wrench and just give it an extra little snug, just to make sure she doesn't come loose. We got the drain plugs back in there, just on finger tight. And the owner's manual tells you to put this at 22 Newton meters of torque. So there is 20 meters and then 22 meters right there. 22 Newton meters of torque. Alright, time to add our oil. Oil, you can see there, oil with a filter. I have it highlighted just because I always change the filter. So it's 2.1 liters or 2.22 US quarts. So that's easy. It should just be 2 of my 1 liter jugs, and then 100 milliliters or just a little bit of another one. So alright, so I just had to run in there and get a different funnel. New Grizzly's a little bit different than my old one. This is, and it calls for 2.1 liters, which is Canadian, and 2.22 quarts. That makes sense for America. We don't use that up here. We're on the metric system, like the rest of the world. For all you Americans, don't get offended. Just kidding around. So yeah, 2.1 liters. Get this in there. Alright, I spared you guys all the boring watching me pour oil into a small funnel, which took forever. That's okay. Don't forget to put your dipstick back in. Just so you guys know, when you put it in on a cold engine, it should read, I don't know if it's going to show up, there's like a kind of a don't know how to, not really focusing. Oh, there you can see it. So right here, there's kind of like a textured edge on it. You want your oil to be in between those 2 points. The bottom's obviously the minimum, the top is the maximum. You don't want it to be too filled, and you don't want it to be underfilled. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that in. I'm going to go out. I've already actually checked it. It's in between the 2 levels, almost near maximum. I'm going to go out and start it, let it sit 10 minutes, and then I'll check it again. Alright, so I got 1,748 kilometers on the bike, so not that much. I wish it was a little higher. Hit the select. 1,335 kilometers. So I'll reset that. This here will tell me how much kilometers I get on my next oil change. So trip A is for my oil. I'll select a trip B. I'll reset that to 48. That was my last little ride I took. So yeah, just an easy way to keep track of your kilometers between oil changes. Alright, just had her idled up and let it get up to temperature there. I had some exhaust smoke coming out because it's so cold out today. It's coming out of me. It's not like it's a bad thing. It always comes out. It's hot air coming out into a cold air, so you're going to get the steam, so don't think it's that blue smoke scary. I showed another clip of once the bike came up to temperature, the exhaust kind of goes away, and if you give it a little bit of gas, it'll start coming out again. It's normal. As long as it's not blue, you're okay. So yeah, that's how I change my oil. Like I said, I'm not a mechanic. If there's another way that people do it, if they don't prep the oil filter, that's okay. I usually don't. I did it on this one just to try it. Everything worked out okay. I double checked the oil there. It's still in the range of between the low and max. So I'll probably come back before I ride it next. Check it one more time. I'm sure it'll still be good. And if not, I'll add a little bit extra. So yeah, so now it's all that's left is I just got to do my cleanup, and we should be good to go. Hopefully you guys liked the video. If you did, give me a thumbs up, comment, let me know where you're from. I love that. I appreciate all the support. You guys can find me on social media like Instagram at Maritimer ATV, or Facebook. I have a Facebook page too at Maritimer ATV. Same thing, should be easy to find. So yeah, I appreciate all the support, appreciate the comments, good and bad. If I did something that I shouldn't do, let me know so I know for the next time. All the best, and see you guys on the next one.